You're locked in with the Innovators. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. When you were first getting into like the drug game, did you sell cocaine first, or like you sold PCP first, or what was it that kind of got you?
I started with cocaine.
Okay.
I only sold PCP for about 3 days.
For real?
Yeah. I didn't know no better, and when I got up to a half ounce, I left my half ounce with a worker with a smoker to work for me. You know, to sell it while I was gone. He smoked all. When I come back, he had like $150. So I couldn't buy no more cocaine. You know, you can't buy at that time you couldn't buy no cocaine for $150.
Yeah.
So I had to take that $150 and go buy a half ounce of PCP. And stick my way back up.
Dig into bottom. Your first introduction into cocaine, you talked about how you kind of got some bad cocaine and then you basically like stole the guy's car and they came back with the Uzis and all that. Like, you talked about what you with that moment? What you talked about? You talked about squashing and you met up with the guys and how like y'all kind of squashed what was going on. Like, what made you be so methodical in that situation? Because you know, most people on the streets they're quick to go double back and you know, tat for tat, score for score. Like,
well, I didn't see no win in the situation. You know, there was no way to win. Because if he kills me, I lose. He lose. And if I kill him, he lose and I lose. So for me, it was the best thing to do was to squash the situation. Plus, I started having a little money too. You know, I had about $100,000 then.
So you weren't even trying to be on like.
I ain't trying to go to jail for sure. You know, I'm trying to get to a meal ticket. You know, I saw myself hitting a meal ticket. So you know, it was in my interest, and he had money too. You know, he had a little money. So it was better in my interest to squash it, and for us both to be able to live our lives the way we have been living.
I think more people, even like the younger generation today, should to look at that situation and take heed to it, because you already know, like, that was smart. Like y'all, like you said y'all weren't the best of friends after, but y'all at least didn't have to walk around.
Well, I knew the guy too. We found out after we talked. You know, we went to junior high school together. You know, we really didn't know each other. I mean, we had knew each other from school, but we didn't know each other. We didn't know that was the same people. So after we talked and everything, and then we found out we both went to school at the same time, and it just made sense for us to squash our beef.
I know I was watching a crack documentary on Netflix, and there was a few things I wanted to ask you about. They tried to make it seem, I guess the media tried to make it seem that it was a lot of black people doing crack, which I guess it was, but it was basically they said it was more white people doing it than crack. Do you feel like, than black? Do you feel like that's true?
It is. Yeah. You figure we're only 13%.
That's what I'm saying. We're not even a big part of the population.
Yeah. So it's only natural that they use more cocaine than we did. But it's easier to get arrests in the black community. You know, more than likely a black guy selling the cocaine on the street. You know, he doesn't have any political backing. He won't be able to hire a lawyer. You know, his family don't really care. You know, and it got so bad. You know, we messed up so bad in the crack era that we made where our moms wanted us to go to jail. And I'm not saying my mom per se. Because my mom, she loved me dearly, and whatever I did, she still backed me. You know, like. You know, I had one of the moms like, that's my son.
She gonna ride with you regardless.
You got it twisted, and he didn't do that. But it got so bad that the black community had started to say, you know, hey, lock him up, throw away the key.
Nah, real shit.
And I believe that's where this police brutality stuff all started. Because people felt that you know, the black drug dealer was dangerous. He was a gang member. What they started to do is they started to mix gang banging and drug dealing in together. Like, say for instance, if somebody who was gang banging killed somebody, they said it was drug related.
It kind of put all the attention on. I get what you said. It's
and
crazy.
It really was totally the opposite, because most drug dealers don't want any violence, because if violence comes, the police come and shut the block down. We don't want the block shut down.
We want the block to be booming so you can make some money.
We want the block to stay booming. So
So when you originally started selling cocaine, you said that you wanted to only make $5,000, and then in your first 6 months, you done made $100K. You 20 years old. Of course, you on top of the world at this time. Were you like flashy at all, or like, you know, like in this new era, people, they're showing all that money on Instagram, illegal, like people do illegal things and they really kind of brag about it at like in this new era, like.
Yeah, I see them on Instagram, and Facebook.
You weren't flashy at all. You was
nah. I didn't want nobody to know I had no money. You keep the jackers off me.
Yeah. You talked about being addicted to the lifestyle of cocaine, like. What was it that made you addicted to it, and like, did you ever feel like you wanted to just take the money and stop? Like,
oh yeah, many times I want.
Yeah.
I would say I want to stop, and this is my last time.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't have anything else that generated the same type of income that I was getting from selling cocaine. So, it was tough.
Yeah, not for sure. You talked about when LA couldn't really meet your demands, so you had to go to Miami, and like.
Oh no, LA met my demands.
LA met the demand. I mean, as far as like the product demand.
You talking about when I was first getting my product?
Yeah.
Yeah. LA, we couldn't find the cocaine in LA.
Yeah. So you had to go to Miami, and like we all see kind of how the situation that Scarface went when he tried to do his first turn. Like, was that going through your mind as you was in Miami? Like, how like it could go bad?
Scarface hadn't came out then.
Oh, for real?
Nah.
So you didn't really have no.
No, I didn't have I didn't have nothing to go by.
What was going through your mind at that time? Because you were an LA dude on the whole.
Well, we was a little nervous, but at the same time, you know, we knew to keep the money and the drugs separate.
Yeah.
And the people we went down there to meet, we had got introduced, so we kind of felt comfortable with our introduction.
Yeah. Did you ever think about like going like to Colombia or Mexico, or?
I've been invited to both of them, but,
but you
I
never
turned them down. I was like, you know, I make enough money right now.
Yeah.
Why should I take a chance?
That'll be even more of a risk. Yeah,
more of a risk than I'm already taking. So
yeah,
I turned it down.
While you was doing it, did you ever think about like how potentially it could ruin people's lives or kill them, or like the bad things that would come from it?
Well, you know, in the beginning, there was no bad.
Yeah.
You know, the only people who were getting high was wealthy people. You know, at that time, a gram of cocaine was like $300 and some dollars.
Yeah.
So who could afford?
Only rich people.
A
gotta have
gram
some money.
For $300. So it wasn't any welfare moms. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You know, it was like my first customers was pimps.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, they was getting that whole money.
Yeah.
So they had bread. And then it became doctors and lawyers and musicians. And I felt that one of my dreams was to be in Hollywood. I wanted to be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, I just became a part of Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, I became a part of the Hollywood lifestyle. So I never looked at it that way in the beginning. It was only after a few years that I started to see family members becoming addicted, because my family members probably became addicted the fastest because they had more access to the cocaine at a better price.
Yeah.
Because I would give them a price that I wouldn't give
somebody on the street.
Exactly.
Yeah. You talked about like every day knowing when you step out you can lose your life. Like, what type of mindset did you have to operate under those extreme measures?
Well, you have to believe that that's a way of life. You know, because I came up in the gang era. You know, I saw guys get shot. You know, it was normal to see somebody laid out in the streets after a while.
Yeah.
You know, after the Crips and Bloods had got going for a while, somebody getting killed or somebody, you know, getting shot by a rival gang was normal. So now selling drugs, somebody getting killed, it's normal. You know, people here get killed all the time. You know, it's the survival of the fittest. You know, whoever is the fittest is going to win. So I never thought about that. But, you know, I used to wear bulletproof vests and carry my pistol, you know, with the concept is today might be the day I have to gun somebody down. Or it might be the day that I get gunned down, or it might be the day that I go to prison. And all of those things was options.
at this time, you making more money than like companies, athletes, rap, like all pretty much, but a lot of more than most of the people in society. Like, are there a lot of black people in the game that are like you at this time, or is it just you? Like,
it was a few.
Yeah. Do you feel like
maybe not as big as I was?
Yeah.
But in the game, in the same realm as I was.
Was there any discrimination against you because you was black in the cocaine game, would you say?
Well, cocaine, it don't really discriminate. That's why black men gravitate to it so hard, because there's no discrimination.
Got you.
At least up into a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't discriminate. You know, those people just want the money.
Yeah. What does it feel like to be facing a life sentence and then get out of jail really because of your own research and studying?
Well, having a life sentence is devastating. You know, to know that my mom was 70-something years old when I went to prison, and to know that if she got sick, that you couldn't go and see about her.
Yeah.
If she needed blood from you, you couldn't give it to her. Or liver transplant or whatever, you couldn't be there.
Yeah.
That was hard. Or if one of your kids got raped or whatever, you know, it's just, you can't go. You know, the jail is not going to say, oh, a tragedy happened, so we're going to allow you to go and assist your family, and you're probably the best one in the whole family to assist. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So when you get a life sentence, it's devastating.
Yeah.
But you know, one day I was just thinking to myself, and I said, you know what? If you work your way in, work your way out.
Yeah. Now you got definitely. It's amazing that you kept that faith and you didn't give up on yourself while you was in there.
No, I just started to work my way out. You know, I started to grind and do all the things that I did to get myself in, and those are the things that got myself on.
You're locked in with the Innovators. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell.